Today, we're talking about how and why you need to make your website your online marketing hub. I'm talking to Lori Osborne. She is an expert about all things about using your website to market yourself. Lori, thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
You don't own your Facebook profile or your Facebook page or your LinkedIn profile. The platforms own those. And that's why it's so important to have a website and have that be your kind of main home on the internet. Why else is it so important to have a website as your main marketing hub?
Really, to me, the main reason is because people expect it. That's really the bottom line. When someone is looking for you or researching you or looking for something you sell, they're going to go to the web first. If you're looking for something, you Google it. That's what everyone says to do, Google it. And especially if you are selling to someone, business to business, especially, they're going to look for your website to know that you are actually a business, a real business, and not just a person. It really establishes the professionalism and, the marketing aspect as well. And then the second piece is people do business with people they know, like, and trust. You may have heard that before. And your website is another place to build that. Social media is also a great place to do that, but the website, it it's another level. And with your giveaways and different things that I can suggest that you do on your website, you're building that relationship and helping people get to know you and how you do business better.
I suspect there's a lot of people who are watching who maybe they have a website, but maybe they built it a while ago or haven't updated it or even thought about the idea of the website as being your marketing hub. So, for
Mhm.
people who have a website, but maybe they haven't thought about it that way, what are some things that they need to have to make this website work for them?
Well, the first thing is kind of what you alluded to with your original question, and that is a lead capture opportunity. You can capture leads all day long on Facebook and LinkedIn and everywhere else, but number one, you're not going to get their email. You're going to get their connection. And number two, it's you could lose that. It's something that can easily go away. I've heard too many stories of things happening where someone's entire account gets shut down. I have one friend that lost 3,000 contacts she had built over years. So it is possible. But your lead magnet, your freebie, is to me, first and foremost, the very first thing you think about on your website, because that is the way you have access to whoever came to your website. If they left and didn't reach out to you, that is your follow up measure. And I want to say your lead magnet is not a free phone call and not a newsletter, because those are the two things. The free call, the person's always going to think sales pitch, even if it's not. And the newsletter, everybody has newsletters or say they have newsletters. And we're all sick of our emails being full of more and more newsletters. So it needs to be something of value to your customer, something that you can provide to them that's a learning opportunity, um, that they can gain something from that they couldn't get easily otherwise without paying for. I mean, that's why it's a freebie.
Way back when people first started having websites, you could put up a thing and say, "Sign up for my newsletter," and it was brand new, and people go, "Oh, what is this newsletter thing?" But
Yeah.
yeah, like now you kinda have to sell the freebie, almost as hard as a paid thing just because we all get
Yes.
too many emails and nobody like, I know I personally think twice before I give somebody my email because I think,
Yep.
do I really want more email? So after the freebie, your lead magnet, that thing that makes sure that you could stay in touch with somebody if they visit your website and don't buy right away, what else can we do to make the website your marketing hub?
So the other thing is think of it as a marketing tool and a relationship builder. So the way I like to say it is think of it as like a dating relationship. And when I say that, I don't mean that you're going to get married on the first date. So people may think this is a little weird, but I don't, when I promote like SEO, search engine optimization, I don't promote conversions because most people are not going to buy something the first time they come to your website. They want to get to know you. So when you're thinking about your website, think about first, who is my client? Who's my ideal client? What is their pain point? Why are they coming here? What do I have to offer that will help them? And then talk to them in that language. This is why you're here. Not you're going to say this is why you're here, but talking to them about why they're here and what you're offering that can relieve that pain, because at the end of the day, that's all they want. They're going to buy 90 times out of 10 out of emotion. So if you can hit the pain point and get to the emotion and then start building the relationship with the freebie, blogs, podcasts, anything you can do on your website to help them get to know your expertise and you. And I also say don't do your about front and center. Yes, they want to get to know you, but you need to get their attention first and know that this is about them. But you do want a good about section. And I would say on that about section, it's not just you professionally, it's you personally. So include like personal photographs and a little bit of a personal story, because the more they get to know you and the soft side of you, the more that they are likely to keep going through your website and talking with you.
You want people to see that you're not just some anonymous business on the internet. You're a real live person and ideally somebody
Yes.
that they can relate to.
Yes. Oh, and that, yeah, videos. That is another way, because even like, you can look at a picture of someone and think you know them, but if you can hear them talk, hear how they talk, hear what they say, I know how important it is, because someone can play that video and just get a feel for you and how you're doing. And then the final thing I was going to say is make sure you're pointing your social media, anything you're doing, to your website, because that's, again, if you're making that your hub and you're making that central, then if you've got everything pointing there, then you've got that one spot and everybody knows to go there. And if you've got updated information all the time, like new blogs and new podcasts and things like that, they're going to have all the more reason to continue to come back.
Well, it's like, on Instagram, people can have a link, and a lot of people use a service like Linktree and drive traffic there. And it's like, well, why not create a page on your website where you could have all those links and stuff rather than send it to somebody else's website, send it to your own.
Andrea, that is brilliant. Oh my gosh, that is brilliant. I'm going to do that. Oh my gosh. I use Linktree. I don't love using Linktree for that very reason.
Now, so you were talking about blogs. I've been blogging for years. What are some of other than like sort of the know, like, and trust? What are some other things that blogging does for you, for your website, and for your business?
Well, the first thing, if you know anything about SEO, or if you don't know anything about SEO, people with blogs typically get 55% more search traffic than people without blogs. So you're automatically getting an advantage of 50% over your competition. So that's a
And just for
no-brainer.
people, anybody listening, if you don't know what SEO is, SEO is nerd talk for getting found on Google, right?
There you go. That's exactly it. Yes. And hopefully getting found as close to the top in the search results as possible. And that is us tweaking and doing all these things like blogs so that you can show up. And the reason blogs are so good for SEO is they are, if written correctly, they're chock full of keywords that would be related to searches in your business. You're going to be talking in your blog about things that you offer in your business, topics around your services. So that's going to be lots and lots of keywords. The other thing is it demonstrates your level of skill and your excellence in your area. So you're basically, if you're writing something that can help somebody and give them information, you're also showing your expertise in that area, which is only going to help them establish trust with you. Know, like, and trust. So it helps with that. And I'll mention too, you can reuse blogs, especially like you that have been doing them for a long time. If you can reuse a blog, update some of the words and the image, that can actually increase your traffic 108%.
Really?
Yeah. Crazy statistic,
Wow.
but Yep.
Wow, I did not know that. I thought that, like, reusing content on your website would be, like, a no-no.
Well, if you're using it from like a year ago, it's buried down in there. Google likes new, fresh information. But if you don't, if you're not using the identical blog, but changing it up, change the image and change, like you could take something that has more updated data around it or more updated studies or, you know, it has a reason to come to life again.
That's
So
amazing because 'cause I've been taking blog posts and reusing them on my social media and then pointing them back to the website, but I hadn't thought about updating blog posts and using them on my website. That okay, people, this is worth the price of admission right here is just this one tip is going to explode things. And then plus if again, if it's something that that's what the service you offer, you're really reinforcing that's your area of expertise. I'm blown away.
absolutely. Well, we just exchanged great ideas. Yay. Love it.
All right. So, what else do we need to think about with SEO, search engine optimization, how to get found? What are some mistakes or some things that obvious things that we're avoiding or missing on our websites?
When I started building websites, I did it because I love building websites and I love helping small businesses. And I realized kind of early on that small businesses have a hard time being seen anyway. So, I mean, we have a little bit of a disadvantage just because we're small. And then if you don't have SEO, forget it. It's just not going to happen. And I've also found that most web developers don't really know anything about SEO, nor do many of the platforms that we're on in SEO. So the first thing I would say is if you're even thinking about it, if you're like, I know nobody finds me on Google, I do searches, I don't find myself on Google, then the first thing you should do is have an SEO review because the review that we do is not look how you stand, look at what you can get off your analytics and, the statistics. We give you that, but what we really look at is behind the scenes in how the website was built and what is wrong in the way things were built because headings, page titles, page descriptions, alt text on images, all of those things affect how the website communicates with Google and what Google likes and doesn't like. And all those errors can ding you with Google in the algorithms, and those algorithms drive it all. It's all about Google's algorithms.
So, if somebody's, saying, "Okay, that sounds like me. My website, I've Googled stuff and I don't show up and my own website doesn't show up in Google." And if they were to, get a SEO audit from you, what kind of improvement can somebody see?
It's not going to necessarily be immediate improvement because that's the other thing with
Mhm.
SEO takes time. It's usually about 6 months. Our plans are actually 6-month minimum because it takes a while to get the changes in place and for them to propagate across the internet. And oftentimes that first month is just doing all the fixes
Mhm.
because I literally I've had up to 57 pages of errors that are wrong on the back end of a website. So I've had as little as 10 and as many as 57. So, um, so the immediate result is an increase just in it getting started and going in the right direction. It takes time. I don't give any kind of guarantees in how long it takes. It also matters if it's local SEO or national SEO. But the other thing I would say really matters, especially with people in very competitive industries like coaching, it's really hard to stand out nationally. So you really want to think how far down can I hate saying this word, but it's the only word for it, I never know how to say it right. But anyway, niche down into the tightest area you can in your marketing. So for instance, I have a recovery coach that I know. I have a parenting coach that I know. Those are very specific areas. So they can really focus their marketing to that audience a lot easier than a business coach. So that's, kind of something no matter if you're doing local or national and without paying anybody, be thinking about how can I make that niche clear in my marketing, my keywords, and everything I say and do about what I do online.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because the bigger niche that you're targeting, the more competition you have. If you and I know like a lot of us, and I've been there too, you kind of worry about, well, if I niche too much, am I turning people away? But what's the saying is if you speak to everybody, you speak to nobody.
It's
So
so true. It is so true. And the more niche you are, the more expertise you have in that area as well. I can't possibly know every platform and the needs of every size business and every type of business and I don't direct my marketing towards 20 somethings. I haven't been a 20 something for a long time and I have absolutely no idea how to talk their language. I have some 20 something clients, but most of my clients are going to be 40 to 60 because I know how to talk to them and I can relate to them and they can relate to me. So,
okay, well, I really think we could probably spend the next 3 days talking about this.
oh,
But
yes.
I know I did promise you we'd try to keep it to 15 minutes. So, if somebody is thinking, "You know what? I really wanna improve my SEO," how can people, get in touch with you? How can they find out some more?
Oh, great. If you go out to my website, it's right here on the screen /connect, or you click on the let's chat button. That will take you to my booking screen.
This has been so amazing, Lori. This is going to really help people show up because, as you said, we're small, but we're mighty. And, a little bit of SEO, you can get found in your niche and get found by people on Google. So thank you so
That's
much,
right.
Lori.
You are so welcome. Thank you so much for having me.